Bliss everyone, welcome to another weekly card reading. Energy cards, astrology, numerology, all of it combined here on my channel. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone who celebrate. Super fun. I am wearing a little bit of green so nobody can pinch me. And I hope you all are having a great week and a great weekend, and hopefully you are feeling rested and starting to do some self-care if you haven't done it for this weekend, making sure you get that in before the new week starts tomorrow with work and all of that stuff. So make sure you're getting your self-love in if you haven't yet. Sundays are great for that, to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable for loving yourself as much as you love everyone else in your life, okay? Let's get into some review of last week and talk a little bit about the energy last week. We did have a lot of energy last week, but it was a little bit more subtle than the week before, which was nice. So let's talk about it. Last week we had Find Your Center for cards. We also had support, and we also had integrity. So with Find Your Center, we were really coming back from a lot of that energy of the new moon in Pisces, a lot of the energy and the transition of Uranus into Taurus, a lot of just combination of intense energy, the Mercury retrograde as well. So last week was about finding our center in the beginning of the week from that intense energy. And we were able to step back, observe, and see where we needed to reconnect with ourselves and reset and rebalance and reintegrate our own peace and serenity and calm energy for the result of that last week. We also had support from our guides last week as well. The middle of the week was a lot of support from our guides, a lot of energy from the spirit world really coming through, giving us synchronicities, signs, messages. If you had any messages from spirit, or if you had any synchronicities last week, make sure to comment below and tell me about them, because that's something that it's so fun for us to share and to be able to talk about. I know for me, when I have certain synchronicities or my friends have certain energy or messages from spirit, it's always so fun to talk about it, because a lot of us don't have a place where we can feel safe and non-judged and completely comfortable in really talking about these things. So allow yourself to express that if you've had any synchronicities, if you've had any signs from spirit, if you've had any specific supportive messages from spirit, and comment those below, because that's so much fun to talk about and to see and to read over. Also, we had integrity. That is what we really left off this week with, is integrity, feeling into our own understanding of our genuinity, our own understanding of our fluidity with ourselves, our own ability to be honest with ourselves and with others, holding ourselves accountable for things that we need to fix and realign, and also holding others accountable for what they need to realign as well. So important for us to be able to maintain our integrity, and that's what we're going to also use going into this week. This weekend is about integrity, so we want to hold on to that energy and know that it will be an important thing to integrate for this week coming up, the week of 3/17 to 3/24/2019. Lots of energy. We're jumping right back into a lot of energy this week. We have a full moon in Libra on Wednesday, Thursday, which is going to be a great energy to tap into. We also have the spring equinox, only 4 hours difference for the peak of that full moon and the spring equinox actually clicking into place. Such a good energy for new beginnings, for realignment, for the ability to balance and to open the heart and to allow ourselves to finally feel that divine spark from the divine reset that we've been really tuning into over the last few weeks. Now it's time to really feel that actual divine reset. Our full moon in Libra is a 0 degree in Libra, which is really cool. And we've actually had 0 degrees in all the moons for the past 5 months, or 5 moons, I'm sorry. And so that's really exciting that we've been feeling into this like very strong equilibrium energy. And then with the Libra, with that balance on the full moon, we're feeling into a lot of balance and reset as well. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to go into the astrology, numerology influences in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and kick off this week, 3/17 to 3/24/2019. with some spirit messages that I acquired from meditation and my readings this month, just feeling into the energy and how it's flowing forward. So let me go ahead and review that with you. I'm going to put this piece of hair away because it's driving me crazy. And then we'll get into it. Okay, so the spirit messages that I have written down here is that we had a lot of focus and determination last week, and we are now showing the results of it. This week is about starting to see some fruits of our labor from last week, some fruits of that focus, that determination, that ambition, and really understanding how those efforts last week and those actions, behaviors, and disciplines are going to start to integrate new abundance and new growth in our lives this week, especially with the spring equinox, especially with the full moon, releasing anything else that doesn't serve so that we can fully feel into the cleansing power and the reset of that spring energy. Now, we're also going to find a new level of confidence and pride, and you have probably already started to feel this, that sense of really knowing what you're capable of. Last week, we put a lot of focus in there. We put a lot of energetic understanding and divine intelligence into our peripherals and into our mind and into our being. We also understood that through the week that we had before that, all of that energy and kind of external chaos was really combining to find ourselves a deep sense of peace and acceptance and understanding of what we are capable of, what we can process at a time, the energy that we can run through our body at a time, and the ability to stay and maintain centered within that. So we found our center in the beginning of the week last week. We were able to keep determined and focused, and now we're really feeling into this bliss of understanding how confident and prideful we can be in seeing ourselves through that process and feeling completely strong and maintaining it this whole time. So give yourself a pat on the back, let yourself feel confident, let yourself feel pride. If you're not used to giving yourself praise, make sure you're doing that this week, because you've done so good at keeping energy consistent and going with the flow for the past 2 weeks during all of this chaos and energy, and you've really channeled it into the right things. You've really channeled it into something productive, something beautiful, something meaningful for you to grow in. So allow yourself, whether it was internal focus and internal growth, or whether it was more external abundance and growth, know that it is important and that it is absolutely significant, and that you have grown and you should be proud of yourself. Now, we also want to release any self-doubts. We are allowing ourselves with this week, with the full moon coming up in Libra, to finally release any other self-doubts, any other things that are holding us back from really accomplishing our full potential and really allowing ourselves to be that prideful and confident and feel into our success and achievement. It's so important for us to do that self-love care internally, to make sure that if we're having any thoughts that are still doubting ourselves, if we're having any fears or any reluctances within ourselves, despite all of the things that we've done, all that focus and drive and determination of the past 2 weeks, then we really need to let that go so that we can fully allow for any parachutes on our back to drop away, and so we can sprint ahead into our new beginnings, into our new spring of energy with confidence, pride, and determination to succeed in 2019, because that's what it's all about. And we are gaining all of the energy and all of the alignment for it to be a bountiful year. So enjoy that energy and open up to it. Open the heart space and allow yourself to feel into that beauty of evolving. Now, we're also allowing ourselves to have some rest this week, but not for long. So we do have kind of a little bit of that rested energy from last week. We did have a lot of determination and focus, but we also had a lot of inner growth and serenity and the ability to kind of calm and find our center from the chaos of the week before. This week we're moving into a lot more energy, but that energy is not as intense as 2 weeks ago. It's going to be a little bit more smooth and transformative and allow us to feel into a little bit more of that serene energy and transformation instead of something very aggressive. Now, with that, we want to allow ourselves to feel into a little bit of rest and solitude this week, really get ourselves accustomed to feeling into our own heart energy, maintaining our center like we did last week, and also allowing ourselves to feel completely comfortable with change. We have been going through a lot of change over the past year, really, but allowing ourselves to finally feel comfortable in it, to know that change is constant, to know that this is never going to cease, that this evolving, this progression, this raise of our vibration, this leveling up is always going to be there. That sense of accomplishment and acceptance and peace about that is really what we want to achieve and what we want to enjoy this week, so that we can feel some rest and rejuvenation amidst transformation and start to get used to what that feels like and tap into our understanding of the balance of that. Remember, Libra is all about balance, and we have that Libra full moon on Wednesday. So allow yourself to feel in to the balance. Now, a couple of other things. We are having new growth manifesting globally with the spring equinox and the full moon in the middle of the week. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second with astrology and numerology, but it's all about new growth and manifestation. So anything that you are trying to manifest, any kind of thoughts, any kind of goals, any kind of relationships, environments that you're trying to manifest, circumstances, opportunities, start thinking, visualizing, feeling into the manifestation of those things, because it is possible. And with the ability to use your emotions to feel into things that you want and you desire for your life is really where the power is at, where the spiritual potency is at to create what you want. It's the energy of the heart and the emotional body that creates and materializes those things into fruition. So don't just visualize it, see it in your mind. Don't just think about it. Don't just write it down. Feel the reality of that, and know that when you feel into that experience, you are creating it right here, right now, and it's bringing it closer and closer and closer into manifesting physically in the timeline that you see for it. Now also, we want to stay cleansed. We do have this full moon, even though this full moon coming up feels almost like a new moon because of all the new beginnings and the fresh start energy that comes with it. We still want to feel into a cleansing energy with this full moon in Libra coming up. We want to feel into this ability to focus in on our chakras, know where our alignment is, know where we may be out of balance, know where we need to reset or recharge or rejuvenate or refocus, so that we don't lose track of the productivity that we've gained over the last couple of weeks. We want to really enjoy this sense of cleansing with the full moon. So if you've been feeling like you need to get an energy cleanse, if you've been feeling like you need some kind of energy work or cleansing in your diet, cleansing in your mind, cleansing in your thoughts, your emotions, whatever it is, energy cord cutting, make sure that you do that. Make sure that you really, really take your own advice there and use that as self-care and self-practice, because when you do that cleansing work, when you actually let your intuition guide you and follow that, you are setting yourself up for that next level of success, because you are listening to your body, you're listening to your spirit, your emotional body, whatever it is that's saying it needs cleansed. You're focusing in on that and you're doing the work. Remember, we have to be doing the work from this point forward. There's no more talking about it or pretending like you're doing it. There's absolutely no room for that anymore energetically. It's all about being genuine and really actually doing the work that you see fit for your own well-being, and not doing it for other people, doing it for yourself. So make sure that you are staying cleansed in your energy. Make sure you are maintaining positive relationships with people that feel good, only going around energy that feels good and feels pure for you, and making sure that you honor when you're feeling out of alignment and you get out of that situation or away from that person or away from those thoughts that you're having before it gets too out of control, where you're actually adopting that energy that doesn't serve you instead of staying in your center. Okay, and then with this, now I want to talk a little bit about something that's really important, and I'm going to go into it even more on Wednesday, is ascension effects. They call them ascension symptoms, but I don't like to use the word symptoms because it implies sickness, and it's not that we're getting sick with ascension. It's that we're actually clearing away toxic energy, toxic thoughts, toxic emotions, everything that we no longer need. So it's not that we're actually getting plagued by anything when we have ascension symptoms. So I call them ascension effects, okay? This is the result of ascension, of raising your vibration. And a lot of people are feeling these right now. Some of these include incredible migraines, even specifically in the third eye area or in the temples or in the base of the neck. These are called psychic headaches, a very common ascension effect, because your pineal gland is actually, and your pituitary is actually it's decalcifying at a very fast rate, and it's vibrating at a very fast rate because your vibration is raising, your frequency of your energy is raising from learning new things and tapping into more spirituality, starting to tap into the source within you. And because of that, your whole entire body starts to respond to this change in your vibration, this change in your frequency. So the pineal gland and the pituitary gland are very active, and it can cause these incredible migraines that last forever and don't seem to go away with no matter what you do. So know that that is a part of the ascension effects. Meditation, going out into nature, allowing yourself to ground into your own energy, imagining energy cords in your spine, grounding down like roots into the earth and feeling that connection to the earth, feeling really strongly rooted in it, and breathing deeply can clear away some of those headaches. And also just rest, not using the mind too much. I'll get into more ascension effects later on my weekly Woke Wednesday segment on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you are at Readings by Rissa. You won't be sorry. I do daily motivational content and inspirational content with a lot of intuitive focus, and I'll be doing a Woke Wednesday on Wednesday morning all about ascension effects so that you can find out some more things about that. Another ascension effect is deep sweat, like cold sweats at night, or even flu, the feeling of having a flu, but not really actually getting sick. So we'll talk more about that because it is a topic this week because of the energy shift and because we're going into such a fresh new start energy and we're really transmuting energy that doesn't serve us. We're allowing ourselves to drop away any old energy, old frequency, old vibration, and raise into a new vibration. And with that, our body must adapt. Usually our spirit is like right on point with entering the 5D and moving into a higher frequency and elevating closer to source. But our body, because it's a physical vessel, often has some odd effects and odd responses to that energy shift. So we have to be mindful of that so that we can start to understand how our body responds to energy shifts and not allow ourselves to get freaked out when something like weird with our body happens or our migraines won't go away or anything like that. Okay, so I want to make sure that you all are educated on that, and so make sure to follow me on Instagram at Readings by Rissa and check that out on Wednesday. I usually post it first thing in the lunchtime hour, so you'll see it there, okay? All right, couple of other messages real quick before we get into astrology and numerology. Alone time is really important to help cleanse energy, like I'm talking about with these energy vortexes in the body and the ascension effects. But it's also allowing us to feel into our own heart center and expand our heart space, letting go of any heart walls, anything that guards our heart, any of that sense of not trusting others or feeling afraid to open up. When we feel resonant with someone and we feel like someone has our best interest at heart, it's important for us to really open our heart space this week, because we are really getting encouraged to develop deeper relationships with people, having stronger intimacy with our loved ones, and really feeling into romantic and sensual connections with our loved ones. And we have to be able to open our heart space in order to do so. So if you know that you have a heart that tends to close up or to be guarded, really focus on starting to open your heart space in alone time, in solitude, so that you can really get a sense of what it feels like in a safe environment where you don't feel like you're in jeopardy of getting hurt or disappointed or misleaded. When you're just alone in your own safe space, in your own sacred energy, allowing yourself to feel into any guards around the heart and breathing deeply as you expand the heart space and let those guards down and start to feel what it feels like to open the heart space. Then, as you get comfortable with that this week, you'll be able to start feeling the result of that more open heart space as you have more intimate relationships with people, more intimate communications and conversations with others, and you start to feel the effects of that opening of the heart and let it start to do its healing work on you. All right. A couple of heart opening exercises too is like stretching, imagining kind of the heart space opening, pushing the shoulders down, putting the hands behind the back, and like stretching and poking the chest out and really expanding with the breath, all four corners of the chest. These are really strong heart opening exercises. So feel into that sensation of expanding that chest space, opening up and allowing the energy to flow, because that will really allow more of that heart opening to be smoother and easier for you as well. Okay, so those are my spirit messages. I'm going to go ahead and get into astrology and numerology. Hopefully that gave you some good information about what to expect energetically coming up. Now with astrology and numerology, I want to talk about the fact that we have a lot more of these 369, 393s, 333 numbers all throughout March, and it doesn't stop with last week. We have a lot of Tesla energy, Nikola Tesla energy coming through with science and technology this month, as well as the card for the annual reading that I did in 2019 at the start of this year, all about all of the card energies to expect for each month. And March's card was divine intelligence, and we are feeling into that with Nikola Tesla's help. A lot of energetic exchange there with science and technology. Expect a lot of advancements in science and technology, and if you are involved in any kind of engineering or technology or sciences, make sure that you're really learning about Tesla and starting to integrate any of the information you can into your studies so that you can feel into the potency of that divine intelligence from him raining down on us and giving us more energy to work with, more science to work with, more developments to expand upon this month. And so tomorrow, 3/18/2019, we have the 3 for March, we have the 18 equals 9, 1/8 equals 9, and then 2019 equals 3. So we have a 393, really cool. We've got that divine birthing energy of that kind of Trinity 3, the first set of the first step of the 3 energy, and allowing ourselves to feel into this kind of first phase of energy with the 9 in the middle. So we've got 3, 9, 3. So kind of a ending sandwiched in between 2 fresh beginnings, which I think is really symbolic because it almost reminds me of this kind of infinite energy of the cycle of beginnings and endings, and how divine it is to feel into the flow of that. And when you do, you feel an understanding, a wisdom in how you can continue to use this cycle and this knowledge to help you manifest more for yourself. So just a little observation that I made there numerologically that I wanted to touch on with tomorrow's energy. Then also, of course, we've got on 320 to 321, and I'm going to keep them together because there's so much energy going on within that 24 hours that it feels kind of silly to separate them too much. But 320 Wednesday and 321 Thursday, we have the spring equinox and the full moon in Libra within 4 hours of each other. So that is going to be an intense energy for the middle of the week. We are going to feel a very strong shift. We are going to feel a lot of rebalancing, recalibrating our energy. If anything was out of balance that we weren't able to perceive, it's going to really realign itself in the middle of the week with this fresh start of the spring equinox and the balance of Libra. We also have that full moon aspect, so we're releasing anything that doesn't serve, which is also why it's going to be an intense energy. Anything that you've been running away from or hiding from or not focusing enough on that needs to be released is going to be forced upon you in a sense this week. There's really going to be no more running from it. It's all about really creating this ending and letting things go so that you can fully feel into the new fresh start that's awaiting you on the other side of the spring equinox energy and this full moon. I'm going to get into more of the energy later, but this is the third and final supermoon of the year with the Libra full moon, and it also is the last moon of winter, so it's the warm moon. It means that we're really shedding all of the old skin of the winter time and of last year officially, and really feeling into this new spring, the bud of new spring, the energy, the fresh starts, the new growth, the new developments, the new opportunities, the new abundance that is waiting for us, and all of the new love and light that is entering our being as a result. So we are enjoying that energy. It's going to be a really blissful time. It's going to feel like a recharge, a rejuvenation. It's going to feel intense in a way of clearing and release and revitalizing. Some of us will feel a little bit of that heavy energy of release if we weren't ready to let go, or if our mind still wants to hold on, if our ego still wants to hold on to things that don't serve us. If you're stubborn like that, know that if you're feeling it really intensely, that you've got to let go of the mental aspects that are trying to hold on to the old and just go with the flow, accept and release and allow it all to fall away so that you can step into a new energy and a new charge of being. We also have the earth and sky harmony I was feeling into a lot for this Libra energy. That's really what we're going to be balancing, is this earth aspect of our physical vessel, as well as this sky cosmic energy of our spiritual vessel. And that's why I wanted to talk a lot about those ascension effects, because that is a very much a result of kind of this earth energy and this cosmic energy finding a way to balance and adapt within the body. So there may be some physical discomforts in the middle of the week as we shift and as we feel our energy raise and our vibration raise. So just be aware of that, be mindful of that. And if you do feel some of those ascension effects, make sure you're honoring your body, make sure you're resting, make sure you're drinking a lot of water, and make sure you're tapping into spirit for your own messages on how to navigate it for yourself as well. Now we also have, within this energy, the 20th to the 21st, we also have Sun in Aries, which is also adding to this new energy, this new beginning, new sparks, new interests, new ideas, new inspirations are coming through the middle of the week as well with that energy, allowing more fresh starts. We also have the Sun conjunct Chiron, which is all about emotional healing, deep emotional healing and love. So there may be a little bit of that deep energy healing of emotions, that deep heart space. Make sure you release any emotions that come up. Do not suppress emotions this week. It will not serve you to suppress, because it's only going to need to come out later on. So you might as well let it out. If you're someone that likes to keep all your emotions in, find yourself a nice sacred space this week and let all those emotions out alone in a safe place, in a nice and healing way. We also have Mars trine Pluto, which is about determination, assertive energy, and productivity. A little bit more of that energy from last week, still maintaining our center, still keeping us focused and determined, still keeping us ambitious for our future, not letting us get too distracted by the shifts of excitement for new energy, but still knowing that we have to do the work in order to get those new beginnings. We still have to maintain the relationships, the networking, the opportunities, the work, the responsibility, the accountability that we need to keep that energy going and keep our success coming to us. Now we also finally, for the last couple of influences, I'll talk about, so that was 320 and 321. That was mainly 320 with the astrology, but the spring equinox and the full moon are on the 21st too. It's in different areas. So in the Americas, I believe the full moon is on the 20th, and then everywhere else it's like on the 21st. So then on the 21st, a little bit more energy on the 21st, we do have this really strong numerological influence that I want to talk about. We have another 333 portal. It's also considered a 369 portal if you're paying attention to the universal numbers or the universal law numbers. Which is a different breakdown. I'm not going to get into that because it's a little bit tricky. But the 333 portal or 369 portal, whichever one you flow with, still having a strong Tesla influence, with science and technology and engineering being a huge staple for this week. And we're feeling into loving expression. We have the 3 for March. We have the 21, 21 equals 3. Then we have the 2019 equals 3. If you want to break it down with the 333. And it's all about love and self-expression and opening up to divine intelligence, really allowing ourselves to feel the deep connections with our soul, with our spirit, and also with others. We have a strong Venus squaring Mars with this energy as well, which means we are going to have intense sexual energy and sensual energy and intimacy. Make sure you're not overzealous with that energy. If you tend to be someone who's overly passionate or very expressive with your passion, make sure you find balance there. Remember, the Libra full moon is going to encourage us to find balance, and it will set us in our place if we're overzealous or overactive in that sensuality or sexual energy. So just make sure that you're channeling it into the right areas, that you're being balanced and responsible with that energy, and that you're also allowing yourself to channel it into creativity and into your manifestations, because sensual energy, sexual energy is really great for manifesting. That's why a lot of Kundalini energy is very strong in the manifesting powers and allowing ourselves to create what we want in our reality from that Kundalini energy. So allow yourself to really find ways to channel that energy into all areas in your life, not just in sexual or sensual relationships. We also have Venus again sextiling Jupiter, with allowing a more big and expanded energy of that Venus energy, that loving romantic energy, that home family energy. We feel into the expansion of that, knowing that that can spread throughout other areas of our life, where we can be loyal to the business relationships we can be loyal to the goals that we have, we can be loyal to ourselves and romantic with ourselves and our own self-love. We can allow ourselves to feel into more creative bliss and joy and outgoing social abundance as well with that Jupiter influence. Now with Libra, with the full moon in the middle of the week, Libra is very loyal as well. Lots of strong connections to trust and intimacy there. And so all of that is being expanded even more on Thursday, with more of that energy at the end of the week coming down from the spring equinox and the full moon, and entering the end of the week for a little bit more of peace and serenity, and just flowing smoothly with all of the energy we've accumulated from the middle of the week. Okay, so that is all of the astrology, numerology messages for this week as well, for the week of 3/17 to 3/24. Let's go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths, everyone, together. We'll pull some cards and we'll call it a day. Let's go ahead and close your eyes if you can, or if you'd like to. Get nice and comfy, and as a collective here, let's breathe in together deeply. Big exhale to relax and release any tension. Deep breath in as a collective here with love and light. And a big exhale of love and light. Next inhale, biggest one yet, opening up to all of the spirit messages and card messages for this week. And a big exhale all the way out. Waking yourself back up as I pull some cards for us to see what the cards have to say. Got the beautiful Angels of Atlantis card deck here to give us a message for the beginning of the week, drilling in that energy focus. I also, you guys, have a couple of exciting announcements. I am going to be doing something special for the 321 energy portal. I consider it a portal because it does have that Tesla number. I should probably stop talking while I'm doing these cards because they don't want to choose the card yet. I keep talking. Hold on. Oh, one just turned around in my hand. Two of them. Okay, there we go. So I have a really exciting announcement. On 3/21, I'll be releasing my new music video, Junkie. It's all about releasing the aspect of your shadow, releasing the things that don't serve you, really finally coming to that realization and the wisdom that happens with that process, and really accepting the transformation into light and love when you release shadow and accept shadow for what it is, so that you can release it. So that's what Junkie is all about, the song. If you want to hear the song before the video comes out, you can check it out on my playlist on this channel. It's under Spirit Junkie. You'll see Junkie. That's my whole album, Spirit Junkie, so you can listen to all the other songs there. There's also a playlist of all my music videos that I've posted so far for the album, and the new music video, the music video for Junkie, will be posted on Thursday. So that's going to be a really fun energy to tap into and to enjoy, especially because of how harmonious I feel like it is for this week, and really making us let go of anything not serving us so that we can fully move into the divine reset, the divine spring, the new growth that's waiting for us. Okay, so we have two cards for the beginning of the week already. So let's go ahead and pull a focus card for the middle of the week. And this one just is completely sticking out of the deck, so I'll pull that one out. And then finally, for the end of the week, I want to pull a Goddess Isis card. feel into that moon energy so that we can feel into that divine feminine of Goddess Isis and the moon. She is very moon and lunar-like. Okay, there's our card. Perfect. All right, let's see what we have. Let's check out the first two cards since it's the beginning of the week. Lots of energy moving into the middle of the week. So here we go. Beginning of the week. First one, retreat. Retreat. So right now and tomorrow and even Tuesday, allow yourself to retreat with Archangel Raziel. Raziel is a energy archangel all about allowing us to retreat, relax, focus on ourselves, go within like the hermit, allowing ourselves to really center ourselves. Remember from last week, finding our center. This one's also about finding our center, but it's more about finding that solitude, really connecting with our heart. Remember what I talked about with opening the heart space, letting go of any heart walls around the heart so that you can feel into your own truth. You can start to really feel into what it feels like to connect with your heart fully and retreat and rest and really allow yourself to focus on observation and reflection before all of the energy of the middle of the week gets going. Know where you're at right now. Take account of what you're doing, what you're focusing on, what you're feeling right now in this beginning of the week before all of this energy happens with the full moon and the equinox. And then later on in the week, come back to yourself, feel into that energy, and notice how you've changed from the beginning of the week to the end of the week with this retreat card. Also for the beginning of the week, we are focusing again with Archangel Raziel up here. Amazing. 2 in a row, both for the same beginning of the week, the same segment of the week. And it's about dreams. It's about dreams. It's about allowing ourselves to focus on our dreams. Remember, visualizing and feeling into what we want to accomplish, feeling into our dreams for the future, feeling into what we desire, and creating our reality with our ability to visualize and sensualize, feeling into the sensuality of it, the emotions, the energy around you, the sense of energy that supports your desire. That's how you manifest it. So focusing on retreat and rest. Rest is also about retreat and allowing dreams to come through. I did do that lucid dreaming video last week, so make sure you watch that if you haven't yet. That's a really great thing to focus on, especially with these cards if you're interested in lucid dreaming, so that you can be more conscious during your dreams, you can remember your dreams more, and you can also control what you dream about and how you dream. It's a fun thing to do and a really cool energy to tap into for manifestation purposes and healing purposes as well. So check out that video on my YouTube channel also after this. Now that's the beginning of the week, okay? Archangel Raziel with dreams and retreat. Next card, this is for the middle of the week. Only one card for the middle of the week, but a really solid one. It is believe. Believe. Believe in the divine reset. Believe in the new energy. Believe in the fresh start, the second chances, the ability to start new, the ability to recreate something, to create something from scratch, whatever it is you're doing. Believe that it is possible, and the belief in that, the ability to feel it fully, to have that faith is what brings it fully into fruition. And that's what we want to focus in on for this spring equinox and the full moon energy, is believing in the power of that spring equinox to completely transform our path and to allow us to feel into all of the growth and expansion of what we want to move into and succeed in, and also to release anything that doesn't serve us and to believe that it is safe and okay to do so, so that we can finally step into our power fully. Believe also says the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. So beautiful. Determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all who you are is the power of your belief. So really feel into that. What a beautiful card. Know that belief is what carries you through. And finally, for the last card of the week, 317 to 324, with the Goddess Isis deck for this divine feminine influence, it is the miracle of Isis. Let me read it to you. It says, Isis offers a miracle healing. No matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or inner struggle being a part of it, you are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing. Let go and let the goddess be. Wow, that is so powerful and so true. Reminding ourselves to really just let go of anything that does not serve us, knowing that it may be hard, it may seem impossible to imagine your life without an old wound, an old addiction, an old problem, an old relationship, an old inner struggle. Knowing that it may seem impossible to imagine a life without those things, but know that it is possible. And it's so cool that this is the message for the end of the week, because this is exactly what I'm releasing Junkie about. This is really why my new music video is coming out at this time. And I didn't really plan it to come out energetically like this, because I do these live readings not knowing what the energy is like until I sit down and meditate on it. But it just flowed into Junkie being the next video to do, and this energy being this week and this transformation. And Junkie is about my personal struggle with addiction and how I overcame it and how I was able to transform and transmute the energy and the shadow within me by accepting that shadow side and really finding ways to clear it for my own self and my own truth and my own ability to create the impossible, or the possible, create what's possible from something that seems impossible. And so recovery is possible, complete release is possible, healing is possible, complete transmutation of old wounds and trauma is possible, and overcoming those struggles is absolutely a miracle, and it is your miracle to have if you are wanting it. So choose it and believe it. Believe that it's possible, okay? So let's review the cards real quick. In the beginning of the week, retreat and dreams. Find some rest, find some solitude, reflect, observe, and feel into your dreams, both physically, your dreams at night, and also your dreams and ambitions for the future. Believe that they are possible. Know that your belief is what fuels it all. Know that that is what creates all of the things that you want to create in your reality. This faith and this divine belief in who you are. And allow anything that seems impossible, any old wounds, any old addictions, any struggles at all, to finally fall away. Choose it and know that you can absolutely overcome and let go anything that you need to that is plaguing you, and you will be free. You will be free with that. So enjoy that freedom and liberation. It is yours to have, so claim it, okay? I love you all. A couple of announcements. I already went through a couple of them. Junkie, the premiere of Junkie. I will do a premiere on the YouTube channel, so definitely subscribe to this channel if you like this reading. If you're not seeing this reading on my channel, make sure to go to Rissa Vibes on YouTube and subscribe, like, comment, share with everybody that you feel like needs these messages. It's so important to share this web of light community that we are gaining and that we are building, and allow ourselves to find like-minded people that want to talk about energy and want to know how energy is going to play out and are being proactive about the energy within themselves so that they can truly activate the biggest benefits of the energy that we flow into every week. So this is a great time and opportunity to do this every Sunday at 1:11 p.m. Central Time right here on this channel. So thank you so much for joining me. The new music video Junkie will premiere on 3/21. I don't know what time yet, probably around 3 p.m. Central Time or something like that, but I'll post it. So just so you know, just keep posting or keep paying attention to my posts on Instagram at Readings by Rissa. Also, my music page is at Madam, M-A-D-A-M _Rissa, if you want to check out my artist page. And you can check out my music here on YouTube as well on the playlist that's called Spirit Junkie, or on the Rissa Vibes music video playlist as well. And then if you are in Arizona, I will be doing a Channel and Chill event on the 30th of March at Abundance Space in Scottsdale. If you are interested in that, you can email me readingsbyrissa@gmail.com or message me at readingsbyrissa on Instagram. And then I'm also doing a live full moon reading on my Instagram page at Readings by Rissa on Wednesday, 3/20, for the full moon, just to get a little bit ahead of that 3/21 and 3/20. I'm going to start it right on 3/20, give you guys a live full moon reading in Libra on that day on my Instagram page, okay? I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me here every week. Make sure you share this page, share this video, and enjoy this week. Find yourself some time to retreat and relax today. Get your self-love in and get ready for an amazing week. Lots of energy coming up for 3/17 to 3/24.